What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Tezos. Um, there's a lot to break down about Tezos, and I'm going to do that in a second. The market is pumping quite nicely. It looks like there's a reasonable chance of clearing 2 trillion on coin market cap today. CoinGecko already confirmed that happened like a day and a half ago. So market is looking really strong. Huge recoveries from Bitcoin in the last, like within the space of a couple of hours, we gained like 2.5 grand. Cardano smashed above $2. So the market's looking really strong right now. Right, before I get to Tezos, as always, spreadsheets updated. These were the first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel that I thought would smash it in the bull cycle. You'd have invested $2,600, $100 each into these coins, you'd be sitting on $25,000 profit. So add in your $2,600 investment, you're sitting on $27,700, which is very, very nice. Phantoms are continuing to rally at the moment, so it's up 4x from when I did my Udemy course on it last year. I know me and my Udemy students are buzzing about that. I've held all of these at one point or another, but closed all those positions in profit. Bar Grin, look at Grin. Grin has never been up. It was a shit call, bad call. But Bar Grin, all of them, I closed for profit, and I've put them into new cryptos. You want to see exactly what cryptos they are? Check out Copy My Crypto. The link's in the description. My portfolio has been pumping nicely in the last couple of weeks, really nicely, with a few of my key coins or biggest holdings outperforming the majority of the coins in the market. In the next month, we're going to see coins rising by 30, 40, 50, 60%. Probably a few here or there will double. If you're not in the crypto space, but you're like right there, you want to be, you need to pull the trigger sooner rather than later, because yes, you'll make profits in a month's time when you get in and the market continues in a positive trajectory, but your profits will be so much smaller because you got in after everything went up another 40% or whatever. So if you're going to get into the market, get into it now. If you're not sure what to get into, like I say, check out Copy My Crypto. My portfolio is built to maximize gains and is doing so very, very nicely right now. Right, guys. Tezos currently sitting at $3.55. Audited by QuantStamp, sitting on about $3 billion market cap. Current circulating supply is believed to be 855 million. Now, Tezos. There's a couple interesting things with regards to Tezos. Firstly, their community is one of the strongest in crypto. You can see the amount of Tezos fans. They're enormous, and they go on. The Tezos community also have lots of talks, lots of virtual meetups, talking about the Tezos ecosystem, in terms of what's to come. So they're very and these occur on a regular basis. So the community is really, really strong. It's one of the strongest in crypto without a shadow of a doubt. There's been some positive news about Tezos with regards to CBDCs. You can't get away from them now. I don't like them. I don't want to see them. I think it's basically central banks taking the opportunity to print whatever they want, and I think that's what will happen. But in France, they announced in September that there would be trials for issuing CBDCs on the Tezos blockchain. So not much has come from that since, but the main thing that they wanted to do is look at the viability of actually issuing CBDCs on a blockchain, because obviously there's a reasonable discussion going around from central banks about creating their own blockchain, a privatized blockchain. And some will and some won't. Fundamentally, that's what it'll boil down to, because some will require a lot more work to set all of that up before then beginning the work of the CBDC, and some will utilize a blockchain that's already up and running, whether it's XRP, XLM, Tezos, Ethereum. There's many that are being discussed. Um, but yeah, Tezos um, his programming language was created in France, so they might have a front run on the France side of things. The but yeah, the main thing was to see the feasibility of completing transactions on the blockchain. So we'll see what those results find. Hopefully, we'll find out sooner rather than later. Um, so Tezos's history is one that's a bit unfortunate at the start. So they had a $232 million ICO, and then there was a battle to control the funds with the non-profit foundation. The foundation and founders were sued by investors over the ICO, claiming it was an unregistered security sale. And the foundation did settle for $25 million without a ruling that the ICO was an unregistered securities sale. And that's always the issue at the moment, is securities. And that will come, basically we'll get clarity on that from the Senate and the SEC mostly, because they're trying to utilize the Howey test to decide what is a security and isn't. Although the Howey test is nonsense, based on its criteria, everything's a security. Now, Tezos does about 40 transactions per second, according to their data, which is obviously better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, it isn't amazing, and when you're looking at potentially having transactions like CBDCs go across a blockchain, you'd want higher throughput. So you definitely want more than that in terms of transactions per second, and that might be a stumbling block for Tezos. The block time for Tezos is set at 1 minute per block. And fundamentally, the biggest issue Tezos has, like I've said, is that the SEC are potentially identifying it as a security. And that's going to be a stumbling block, but that could end up being a stumbling block for all of crypto. On the upside, though, Tezos' smart contracts are self-executing and they run autonomously, which is very positive. Combine that with the fact that because Tezos' blockchain evolves, it's not going to end up having the issue that Bitcoin and Ethereum have had in the past of like someone trying to hard fork the blockchain, which is really good news. It means it's going to be unique forever. They have got a lot of dApps that have started being put on. So they've got non-fungible token, so NFT fantasy sports games for cricket, community NFT marketplace or community governed NFT marketplace. Obviously, they've got their own stablecoin, but most people do at this point. And yeah, it's looking pretty good in terms of there's a good positive for holding Tezos in terms of staking rewards, and you can do that through multiple exchanges at this point. The minimum requirement for anyone to set up a Tezos node and become a baker is that they must have at least 8, which isn't too bad. You can stake it damn near anywhere: the Ledger, the Binance, Coinbase, Atomic Wallet, etc., etc., etc. When it comes to comparisons between Tezos and other blockchains, Tezos is obviously faster than Ethereum. Certainly not going to be faster than Cardano. But Tezos doesn't have the issues of gas fees that we've seen on Ethereum. Tezos is, to be fair, stands out from Ethereum in the general tech statistics. The downside, like I've said, the downside for Tezos is Ethereum is the king of the smart contracts. It began them before anyone else, and as a result, its ecosystem is enormous. And that's why so many of us think Ethereum will flip Bitcoin at some point, because fundamentally everything's built on Ethereum, and others will start taking the market share, no doubt. Cardano will, Solana will, Elrond, Tezos. There's tons. They're going to start taking some level of market share from Ethereum, but with Ethereum, with the biggest DeFi projects built on Ethereum, Ethereum still should run wild. Tezos needs to make a bigger splash in DeFi for me. In terms of long-term price for Tezos, you could, I mean, this bull cycle, I'd say $15, 17.5, 5x roughly from here. That put on about a 15 billion market cap. That would be reasonable. That could be doable. 5 years down the line, after they've got a stronger foothold in DeFi, because the NFT space is pretty good, but the DeFi space needs to improve. And if they get a stronger foothold in DeFi, you could see it potentially being a $30 coin. But that would be 5 years down the line, I would think. So far, its highest point this year has been about $7.50. So yeah, I'm saying maybe you double that, maybe a little more. But that all is dependent, of course, on Bitcoin and everything else going on Run. But we will see. We will see. Either way, Tezos is a great long-term investment. You certainly won't lose on it. And 5 years, 10 years down the line, it will certainly be worth more than what it is right now. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Tezos? Where do you think they need to get their stranglehold? Do you think it's DeFi? Do you think they need a better NFT market? What? Let me know in the comments. As always, if you're new to crypto, check out Copy My Crypto. It's a beautiful opportunity for you to see my portfolio and see how I'm strengthening my wealth, especially over the next 4 months. I use the spreadsheet to show you, because these are all the coins I spoke about on my channel, and you can see it. Phantom excluded. Phantom is a Udemy course that I did. But I stand by the calls I make, and I'm confident enough to show the spreadsheet to do that. So if you want to have a look, check out the link in the description. All right, take care. Bye bye.